Now I'm just going to use a small fan brush for this. Again, a lizard and crimson, blue, smallest amount of black with that. And I'm just going to put the smallest amount of sap green into it too. Just a little bit of sap green. Now, you load your brush to a chiseled edge, and then just up in here we're going to have some trees that are a bit closer. So I'm just going to push some of this down first for the closer trees. But I want to leave some of it showing through still. So maybe just in there. We've got one. Maybe just in there. Just push up for these type of trees. At this sort of range, you can just get away with just pushing up on the brush, and then you can paint underneath, like so. Get a bit more sap green with that. And then down there, some tops to that. Paint it in just behind. Right. So you can sometimes just pull down as well, just like so. Tap the top to that. And these are again just that little bit closer to us. You let that snow show through. Tap a bit of colour in there. Now, the way it's going to go, we've got a separation going on, but I need to actually put something in here first. So I'm just going to use a fan brush, and we've got the lighter colour that we were using originally. See it there? I get a bit more white with that, something like so, bluey lavender. And then with that, I'm just going to come in about here somewhere and put a bit of this darker lavender in the background. Remember where we did the waterline from? Well, this is going to go underneath that waterline, just in there, and it's going to basically be coming from down in here, a little stream, so we can have a few little areas just showing in there gently, and then that actually moves right on to there. Now I'm only concentrating on keeping that top edge nice and clean. Couldn't care less underneath really, because all that's going to be is blocked in now. A strip of this colour that goes right through. And allow it to mix with the liquid white underneath. There. See that? Now that's quite in the distance there, and then we're going to have a bank that comes down from up there, so I know that this little area here meanders slightly more, a bit thicker just in there, and then we've got an area just coming through like so. And I want this to meander its way around from there to here. Now I want it to get dark as it comes towards us, so I'm just going to use a bit of the darker colour, the crimson, the blue, into that pile. There's even a bit of green in there. And then with that, I know that just in here we've got this darker water. Now I want to leave some areas of white showing. I'm just using this dark colour at the moment, but I want to leave some areas showing in between that, and there's a reason, a good reason for that. So leave some of them whites. Same up in here, I want to leave some little gaps. Now I've got another little part that goes back there. I just want it to meander its way through. Now I want to get a clean fan brush. In fact I might not. I'll just use this one which has got a bit of blue on it, it'll be fine. I'm going to get a bit of that colour. Burnt sienna. Because you've got a little bit of this dark burnt sienna colour down in here in certain areas. So if you just pull that in to the light areas where you've left the light, just like so. And you will mud mix a bit so you can tap away from that, pick some more of the colour up, and then there you go, put some more in. You do it quite strong into that dark colour basically. And what it'll look like there's some sort of like rocks and stuff that you can see underneath the water slightly, just the colour tone of them. That's all you'll be able to see, the colour tone of them. And then I'm going to use this brush and I'm just going to come right over the lot. And just blend into them colours. That's it. So that goes back a bit more there. But don't over blend with this, you'll kill it. You don't want to kill all that you've just created. See that? Some lovely little things now going on in there. And now what I want is a gradual blend from this darker colour down to this light tone that we've got in here. Might even just go back in here a tiny bit, here and there. I want this water line to be quite straight until it gets to there, and then it comes down slightly at that side, so that's okay. And then we can pull this on a bit. Now the banks on this are going to all be pretty much snow, just snow. Now a little peninsula coming out into the water a bit, just there it is. And then behind that, just blend. There. Now it's time to start thinking. We've got this hill that I was telling you about that's going to come from up there. So I can just use my palette knife. Pick up a bit of liquid white on your knife while you do it, and then I want to work out where I'm going to have that going. It comes down here, so it's quite high, quite steep, it comes right through, so I'm just going to scrape that out and then use that colour to just indicate where I want that snow to go. And then I can use my filbert brush just use that on its own there. Use a bit of this colour here to create a separation. You see that? Separates that layer from this layer. And then just wipe that on a towel, get rid of that excess paint, and then blend. Get some titanium white, bit of crimson, tiniest bit of crimson into the white, and then just back in here you can paint it into the into a shadow. See, it looks like there's a little shadow, and we're just using that shadow as a separator basically, to separate that layer from this layer. There. There. Right, so back to the crimson and some white. And then just up in here, this actually comes along and then down, quite sharpish. There, and it's quite distinct. Blend that in. And then just here we've got a little area that comes out. To about there. And then on the opposite side we've got an area just under this area where it's white snow. See that? And I'm just using that top edge to get a nice clean line. Paint behind it then. Blend it. Get a sharp chiseled edge again. See, nice and sharp on the filbert. And then I can come right into this area here and just gently touch and pull all that away. See that? It just looks like it's snow now that's coming out into the water slightly. There. And then paint slightly below it. Redo my brush again so it's sharp. There. That's good. Softly blend that. Great. And then this white is basically coming right through all the way. The bit there. A little bit of something in the water with snow on it. Little rock or something. Paint that white behind. Now we will create some lovely shadows to separate all this as well, so I won't be getting too far ahead of myself. What I need to do is put a decent sized tree just in here, so I'm going to use a small fan brush. I'm going to get blue, crimson, sap green, more sap green than anything. So we've got that colour there. It's not too far away, so I'm going to get a little bit of white and put that into that there. So it's a dark green basically, but I don't want it too dark. So what I might do is just put a bit of that burnt sienna in there as well. Great. Just with this dark green, I just want to come in, say, here. And pull down. And then these little trees are little hangy downs. So very small ones on the top. And they'll get bigger as they come down. See that? Don't want them too sharp on the ends, these ones, because they're not particularly sharp on the ends. Something about like that, but it actually comes in front. Does this? Comes down in front of that. And it's actually just holding on this slope. So I'll just paint it a bit of an angle and tap that in there. I'm allowing this to mix with the liquid white. I don't mind that on this for this stage. And then we can use the brush with the white on it and just give that a little something that it's sat on. Bit of snow underneath it. There. That's good. And maybe just in here we've got some little weeds. A bush or two. Just in there. And I'm just using the corner of the fan brush, pushing up. And then just up in here we've got another one. I'll come back and I'll highlight these with some light green just on one side. I'm going over quite a bit of paint now here, so if you struggle with this, just use a tiny bit thinner. Tiny little bit thinner will do the job for you. So I'm just trying to get some dark on there first. And I can come back and highlight it. We do have mediums which are really good for this. Certain mediums like alkali gel mediums, which helps the paint dry quicker. And it also helps paint stick over paint as well. It really does help a lot. Maybe let's try it. Little trunk in that. Again, back to the little filbert brush, both sides, and this time I'll go up. Right, so I'm straighten all my good dark colours now. Sap green, crimson, blue, a whole lot. And I want a sharp chiseled edge for this. A lot of evergreen trees I'm going to do now. So just up in here, got a bigger one, big evergreen. Sometimes paint them down like so. I've got another one there. The little one just in there. Now, I don't want to cover up too much of this, you see. I'm just being cautious of that. Right. So up in here now, I just want to paint some of these little evergreens just nicely. I want it to look natural. So take your time. Study trees outside and the shapes will just come to you. Trees have certain shape and form. Different kinds of trees have different shapes and different form. So by studying trees and looking closely at nature, you really pick up on these things, and it'll pay dividends in your artwork, there's no doubt in my mind there. So I'm just going to do a lot of, it's going to be good and dark down in there. Bit of the brown burnt sienna in there, just mix a bit of that in. Use a lot this colour, burnt sienna. Use it a lot in evergreen trees especially, because it puts some lovely deep brown areas into the dark areas of the tree. Right, so I've got another one just here. Put some detail on that. Make them look natural. They're not all just beam poles, and they're not all exactly the same. They're all individuals, every single one. Burnt sienna just in there. Just at the top of this tree, got a few little things around. A lot of people rush evergreens. Just take your time. If you have to, go back up with your knife. Put a new top on it. And there you go. Finished. Right, again, double load the brush. Working here. Notice I'm starting lower down on this. It's not that relevant. You can start at the top or you can start lower down. It's your choice. So I want it good and dark in there. Good and sharp again for these little areas at the top. Now these trees will help to push everything that we've got in this painting really far away and into the background. Another one just in there. quite a bit thinner, this one. And you just sit it out there basically. Just the corners. Dark in there. I want to bring that down. I've got a little bush just sat in here. A little tiny bush in there. Like it. And lovely little arms that these fan brushes give you. Just exactly like you see in real life. Little arms on the bushes and stuff. Intentionally, because I'm going to touch some of this colour up in here, and I'm going to, it's got the blue in it now rather than the green. I want the blue to show, not the green. And then I'll use a clean brush, clean 1-inch brush, and I'll just use that to blend down those shadows now into the snow. You need that bit of blue in there. Leave that pretty light. See how I'm just blending that as a shadow now? I'm just going to blend some of that shadow colour. Even pull some shadow. A little bit of shadow down into this snow here as well. Not everywhere, just here and there. And then you can blend it all back. Use this brush. Oh, had some dirty on it. Good thing we're wet on wet though. That just becomes a shadow. Cool. Working nicely on these shadows here now. Right, so now we've got them shadows in. I'm just going to come in here and there, like just in here we've got an area of snow, so that's just coming out into the water. And then we've got a few little rocks that have got some snow sitting on them. Bigger rock there. There's quite a lot of snow sat on that. A few little ones around it. A few that are coming right off, like so.